slides loaded and everything working. My name is Dane Stengler. I work for Startup Genome, also a senior advisor to Global Entrepreneurship Network. And at Startup Genome, this is what we do. We work with cities who are trying to encourage entrepreneurship, cities and regions, trying to build and foster vibrant startup ecosystems. So it's really exciting to be part of this panel and to hear from these four cities and what they're doing, how they're trying to foster entrepreneurship, and how they're trying to foster innovation. So we have an hour. We have 4 presentations to get through, so I've asked our speakers to try to keep it. It's going to be a lot. Try to keep it to 7 minutes. I'm going to have to be rude and cut you off at 10 minutes if you go long, because there's a lot of people here. There's a lot of interest in this topic. We really want to open it up for questions, but also give you a chance to respond to each other and open it up for audience discussion. So without any further delay, Jose Maria Rodriguez from Córdoba in Argentina.
Thank you very much, Dane. Hi to all. Good morning. Hope you are enjoying CDC as much as I do. My name is Jose Maria Rodriguez. I'm the Executive Director of Córdoba's Innovation and Entrepreneurship Agency. Córdoba is a province within Argentina. Our federal government is split in 24 provinces. Córdoba is the second largest one in terms of population and also GDP. Let me give you some numbers regarding Argentina. Since 2016, when we left behind 12 years of populism, our country started to move on in the entrepreneurial activity, and we started to rank and to move forward within some indexes like Dynamic Entrepreneurship Index developed by Prudent. Also, we have good numbers in the Global Entrepreneurship Monitor. But I don't know, I won't tell you much more about Argentina, but a province that it is for this panel. About Córdoba province, well, we have, as you can see in the map, we are at the center of the country, and also we are at the center of the South America. We have a strategic location, and we have one of the most dynamic ecosystem for entrepreneurship and innovation in Argentina. We're still immature, but we have a very dynamic one, and Córdoba presents itself as a land of opportunities. According to this information, we have a population of almost 4 million people. We have a very diverse and strong productive matrix composed of agriculture, agri-industry, auto parts, computing, ICT industries, tourism, and also we have recognized this year some sectors of orange economies as an industry also. We have 60,000 enterprises or companies, 90% of them are SMEs. We have good numbers also in GDP growth, and the most important part, or our preferred leverage point, is the human capital and also the knowledge production. And we have 86 technological centers. In terms of research base, we have 3.7 researchers per 1,000 active population. We have 12 universities and also plus 200,000 active students in Córdoba. So, about this agency, because this is the policy that the Córdoba government has decided to promote in order to embrace entrepreneurship and innovation, to creating an agency. So this agency is a public-private organization that is public funded. It was created by law almost 3 years ago. It has a really powerful board of directors composed of 4 ministers, 3 universities, 4 representatives of the private sector. This is CEOs of huge companies. So this is a representation of what we want to achieve. A really true relationship between the public and private sector in order to encourage society to promote entrepreneurship and innovation. What is our mission? What is our focus? Well, we design and deliver policies aimed to create and boost an innovation-driven entrepreneurship ecosystem in order to improve competitiveness, productivity, and add value to the productive system in Córdoba. We select 4 key areas to work in this mission. This is to create an entrepreneurship and innovation culture, to strengthen our institutions. We want to internationalize our ecosystem and also create the condition for venture capital, startup investment, and seed capital can rise in Córdoba. What we decided to do in order to achieve this mission or to achieve our key results, well, we have designed 4 instruments that are aimed to cover all these 4 areas. Our first program, that is Córdoba Acelera, that is an acceleration program that seeks to create a network of truly accelerators who wants to invest in startups, and we made a partnership with them in order to the government can help them to move forward in the development of vibrant ecosystem. We are in Córdoba still in an immature ecosystem. Accelerators and incubators in immature ecosystem are really difficult to create long-lasting value, because when you are in immature ecosystem, it's difficult to sell companies, it's difficult to make exits. If you don't sell companies, if you don't make exits, it's difficult to get money to keep improving every day and generate a sustainable business model. So that's where arises a market failure in which government intervenes in order to create the conditions. We support accelerators with operational costs, and also we invite them to co-invest, to make joint investment in entrepreneurs or startups. By every single dollar that this accelerator or the private sector puts in a startup, the government will put the same $1 back equity free. This improves the leverage of the entrepreneurs and also promotes the investment culture in our city. So this is our first program. Then we designed another program to create a network of incubators, because as you know, we want to work and we have to work at the base of the pyramid, because we need to create a very wealthy deal flow. So if you want to create more startups or more young startups with an MVP, but they can reach an investment readiness stage, okay, you have to create a really good network of incubators. So we are working with these 12 incubators, supporting them with financing their operational costs. And then we created another program to promote investments in startups and also to create this culture in which we invest, or we are making joint investment with private sector. This is with business angels that are seeking to invest in startups, but they don't want to do it through accelerators or traditional investment funds. Why is happening that? Or why is happening this? Because in immature ecosystem, I will repeat, it's difficult that private investors want to come or want to go through those typical institutions. They want to make their own investment. They want to decide in which startup to invest. So we decided to leverage on that part in order to create this culture of investment and giving to startups the access to capital. And finally, in order to create the culture, we are investing in organizations who want to invest to evangelize about innovation and entrepreneurship. As an ecosystem, we develop some alliances in order to go outside, in order to go global. We made some partnership with the ITB, with the Latin America Venture Capital Associations, with PRODEM, that is this organization, this think tank that developed the Dynamic Entrepreneurship Index, with Nesta and so on. And our goals for 2019 is invest in accelerating the development of the entrepreneurial innovation ecosystem. I hope we are going to do it with the startup Genome. We want to manage some international funds for the development of special projects, for example, IDB funds to keep improving our ecosystem. We want to develop new strategic projects with ecosystem of reference in the region of the world. We are very open to integrate with other ecosystems in the world. And also to design and implement strategic plans for per opportunity sector and accelerate their exploitation. We found in Córdoba that the agriculture sector is a really huge opportunity. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Anyone have any questions for Jose while we pull up the next slide deck? While we pull up the next slide deck, can you just tell us in like 30 seconds, how do you pull all these institutions alliances? How do you actually live work?
Well, first of all, traveling a lot. No, and identifying the networks in which we can create value for our products. We understand that we need to create capabilities in Córdoba City, so we look for startup Genome in order to assess our ecosystem. We look for Meta in order to assess our institutional capabilities as an agency. We look for Latin American Venture Capital Association in order to attract investors from other parts of the world to come to Córdoba, and that's the way. And also we identify more professional agencies across the region. For instance, the National Agency of Uruguay and also the Impulsa Colombia that is around here, in order to create agreements to make benchmarks, to share best practices.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jose. Next, we're going to hear from Kubani Ngama in the city of Durban. And Durban, of course, has been repeated often through this week, is the host of the Startup Vision Summit this coming November.
Thank you, Program Director. I think we are sort of extending the invite, and we are hoping to see you in South Africa, in Durban, in November for the Startup Day. Briefly, I think we've got only 10 minutes to go through. Durban is a city within South Africa. I won't go through in terms of what are we proud of, in terms of vital sector for trading and global investment, in terms of sports capital of Africa, our payoff line, the almost place to be, whether it's winter or summer or autumn, it's a place to visit, hosting of our warm weather right throughout the entire year. But I think we'll be experiencing that in November when we come and visit us. But in all these years, the accolades that I'm talking about, it's also more to say how to bring our small enterprises on board. We've got some legislation, because there is a national department, provincial department, as well as the municipality. We do have our colleagues from Department of Small Business Development, Economic Development, Department of Trade and Industry. They will come up with a national legislation that supports entrepreneurs, of which as municipality, we need to come up with some policies that are in line with the national policies. So all these policies that are highlighted here, that assist the enterprises, are sort of in line with our national legislation. I won't go through them. I think you'll be able to read them at your own leisure. If we talk of the accelerated inclusive and growth part, we do have a national plan for 2030 that is around that. The economic development strategy, the business development strategy, the informal economy policy, which talks of the small business, the survivalists that operates at the backyard or disposal shop, the national informal business upliftment strategy, the cooperative development strategy. That is where we're trying to focus more on social entrepreneurs. How do we bring social entrepreneurs on board? I'll be talking to that in one of the slides. The tourism strategy. How do we attract the tourists to visit the city? And what benefits does that have for the enterprises that reside within the municipality? Whether you talk of township lifestyle experiences or homestays, so that as tourists, we see when we visit these places in November, how do the enterprises benefit? If we have an event like the one that we're talking about, how do they benefit out of it in terms of procurement opportunities? The radical economic transformation framework, whereby we say some of the commodities need to be set aside specifically for the enterprises. So these are some of the programs that we have for developing the enterprises. Contractor development, those who are in construction, the fashion development program, the women empowerment program, the access to market, which is almost the key issue. Because as much as we can incubate and accelerate and inspire, but if they don't have the access to market, it becomes a challenge. So it is one of the programs that we have as a city to make sure that the enterprises do have access to market. Whatever products or commodities or goods and services that they render, but they should be able to. We also do come up with linkages program whereby we link them either with our sister cities, international cities, as well as cities from Africa and also from across the global spectrum. The infrastructure rollout, where we talk of trade and investment, the enterprises also benefit out of all these capital projects, not only through being contractors or subcontractors, but also through equity, whereby the enterprises are given an opportunity of sourcing the stake in this development, whether it's a 30% or 20% stake. Here we are just trying to highlight the sectors. As a city or as a municipality, which sectors the manufacturing is one of the sectors, the clothing and textile sector, the automotive cluster. I think that's where most of the vehicles in terms of manufacturing they are manufactured within the municipalities. The chemical cluster, the maritime cluster, and also along the sea. So it gives an opportunity for, we call it what, a blue economy, or as the ocean's economy. The furniture incubation, the radical agrarian social economic program, where we talk of hub businesses, is one of the sectors. The ICT, I think when we delivering the event, which is the Startup Nation, this is one of the areas or the incubator that we visit, which is next to the International Convention Center. The green economy, so those are the sectors in terms of diverse economic landscape. I've touched on the radical economic transformation, I will not dwell much on that, which emphasis more on the preference groups for the small enterprises. The commodities, actually as a city, we highlighted that they should be opportunities should be given to enterprises only. So these are all the commodities, including the cleaning of the municipal buildings, the cutting of grass. The list goes on and on of these commodities. That's it. But in order to do that, we are not only doing that as a city. The national government for some programs that we call the incubation program, like our small enterprise development agency, where they are rolling out these. Some of them are within the city, like the construction incubation, the ICT incubator that I can call the furniture incubator, and also making sure that we work hand in hand through the incentives that are provided by the national government to assist the enterprises. I'll take questions if there are any questions.
I have one quick question while we change up the slides. So, while we change the slides, we talked about the policy with respect to the national government. You have a lot of people here who work for or in cities. You have people here who work for or at the country level. So how do you manage the interaction with city policy and national policy promoting entrepreneurship and innovation in cities? Is there any ever tension between city and national?
The process for any policy or legislation is that it's a white paper, it will go to the cabinet and it gets approved. Then the consultation starts. That's when we get involved as a municipality, so that when they go out for roadshows or consultation, we invite the enterprises or the people from the municipality to start participating and making moves on the policy itself before it goes back to Parliament for ratification or adoption. Once it's adopted, they need to become a head of Parliament. Then, but everybody is consulted.
Thank you. So next we're going to hear from a city in Italy that I am not going to try to pronounce, but we have Eugenio Canora.
Yeah.
He brought some art, some show and tell.
Sorry, I used the floor.
Oh, here his presentation as well.
I'm so sorry, but sometimes I have to read because I go on talking and the image goes on behind of me and I have to take the time and sometimes I can lose the time and I read. Sorry. I start my presentation. I am just okay. I have just 7 minutes. Go. Play. I go to the other side. Okay. Hi, I'm Eugenio Canora and I'm here to represent my city, Cava dei Tirreni. Cava is a small city in Campania in the south of Italy. We live there next to the sea and in the shadow of mountains. That Monti Lattari and Vicentini is all around us. I'm going to explain you our land, our entrepreneurship, and the opportunities for development. Cava is really an ancient city with historical and trade traditions. The origin of our communities goes back to the Roman Empire. There are a lot of monuments you have to visit, like the Abbey of Santissima Trinità. This is a Roman historical place to visit. This is the Abbey of Santissima Trinità that was founded by Sant'Alferio in the year 1011. And there is a medieval castle that is on the hill in the center of the city. Cava has been a trading city for centuries. It was already known like a commercial hub in the 13th and 14th century because we live into the principal route between the Gulf of Naples and the Gulf of Salerno. And there is a route, a commercial route, like is testimoniated by the Borgo Scacciaventi, that was and still is one of the most important commercial hubs in the south of Italy. Sorry for my English. Nowadays we keep following in this commercial tradition. Ceramic, for example, this ceramic pot was made by hand and mind of our artisans. Something like, no? And not only ceramic, we are famous in textile sector and clothing accessories all over Italy, or in manufacturing sector. Cava has some small and productive industries, like the tobacco industry, for example, was built in 19th century and is still one of the most important tobacco producers in Italy. I have here a cigar with me. I don't smoke usually, but if you want later we can enjoy it. Okay, but another asset of our entrepreneurship is the agri-food sector. We do the production of wine, oil, chili peppers, onion, pizza, macaroni, pasta, all you want. We have a lot of culinary tradition. We have here a confettone that is chocolate. Then we have to enjoy it. That with the cigar is the best. But okay. We believe in food. we think that food is important for quality of life. But we are here not only to talk about our past and our tradition. We are here to talk about our strategy to implement the future. The digital revolution has changed all, not only in entrepreneurship, also in our way of life. Cava dei Tirreni is a resilient city and is always capable of reinvent itself. We have a strategy. We have a strategy to implement the new techniques without losing our traditions. There are a lot of projects like Fab Labs, startups, spin-off, and the collaboration with universities. This ring was printed by an artisan, with a print machine. The Green Hub is a startup incubator in order to open up new opportunities where both students and the businessmen can become more familiar with the idea of the sustainable and ecological development. The CAD, Centro per l'Artigianato Digitale, for example, where this ring was printed, is housed where before there was a traditional market, and now is an atelier, and you can find something like ceramics or iron or gold that was prototyping with new techniques like 3D printing, laser cutting, and other innovative instruments. For example, this ceramic pot is in ceramic was created by the same artisans that made this. The same artisans. This was made by hand, and this was made by 3D stamping, printing. Thank you. I put it here. Okay. It's for girl, but I like it. It was made by the same artisans, the same mind, the same hand, different techniques. I think that Kava wants and needs to discover the future without forgetting the past. I exhort you all to visit our land, Campania in particular. You can find Pompeii, Paestum, or Naples, and you have to enjoy our land, not only to try a local food experience, okay, also to try local food experience, but not only to visit our monuments, our touristic place, also to become more familiar with our business economic system and maybe discover new investment opportunities. Thank you all. This is Caserta, for example. You have to enjoy Caserta. It's a really beautiful Paestum and Amalfi Coast. Really beautiful place. I'm really thank you all. Thank you.
Anyone have any questions?
Next.
Yeah, you. Okay, great. So I don't have to ask.
How are you planning to widen your market globally? Because handicraft is very much in vogue these days. So
How are you planning?
yeah, you said you are
A strategy.
Yeah, you are strategizing to move from handicraft section to the machine made products. But don't you think widening your market globally for handicraft as well?
I understand the question. Okay, we have received some money from the European community, and use this money to reinvent the productive system. Because in our community we have only 3 industries. In a time in 2005, 2006, 2006, the major thing we have to invent a new system and use the European money to requalify a build to building, okay, and to buy these new techniques, this new machine that is something like a print. When you print, but don't print paper, print ceramic, iron, gold. This is not gold, this is silver. And when you go to this building, you can watch the artisans that program in computer, but they don't go home. They stay there and watch the painting that goes on, and then modeling with the hand. In fact, not everyone can make this. You have to be an artist. You have to think about it. The machine is only the car. You are the driver.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
That was certainly one of the best mixed media presentations of the one of the nice things about this particular session is, even though it's short, even though we're in a small place, we not only have 4 cities up here talking about, we have 4 cities from 4 different continents up here. So we've heard from a city in Europe, we've heard from a city in South America, we've heard from a city in Africa, now we're going to hear from a city in Asia. and Brian Kim from Busan in South Korea, specifically the Busan Center for Creative Economy and Innovation. Yes, is that correct? Is going to talk to us. And Brian, before you come up here, I'm going to do my own self-promotion plug because Busan, Jose mentioned started Genome and Busan, and we're delighted to have Busan as one of our new members this year, and have a profile of Busan in the report that we printed this week. So can't wait to hear about your work.
Hello everybody, I'm Brian Kim from Busan Center for Creative Economy and Innovation Center. I'm going to introduce about the Busan startup ecosystem. This is the map of the Busan city. We have the startup over here, and startups get help and community connect. We also have the many ICT-based startups around here. More than 1,000, and then the startup support organization is here, concentrated in this area. We have also 3 major districts to test and implement startup ideas and items, services, etc. Smart city, fintech, marine. This subsector is what the Busan city is focusing on now. How Busan's startup ecosystem works? We collaborate with multi-stakeholders, universities. We have 21 universities with talented young entrepreneurs and over 500 active startup clubs and startup organizations. We have 17 startup organizations by government. By executive program, we support startups to move the next level. What is missing? We have investors. We have 21 funds from the local VCs and 10 accelerators and 12 angel clubs. They are focusing on the early stage startups and crowdfunding. To the global opportunity, we do the global startup event, Busan International Startup Festival, Bounce Busan. This is the video of the last year. This is the Haeundae Beach. All the conferences we use 100% English. We with the cultural sessions, many technologies, startup booths. They can marketing their items here. They do business meeting here, consulting here. We also have the pitching competition and the talk show. We have the night party. This is our beautiful city of Busan. The award session. all the celebrities here. So you can see the K-pop stuff here.
Just put things in perspective. I'm native to Tampa Bay. I spent some time in Boston and New York working for some technology startups. As a native, I ended up coming back, found myself trying to work on a technology company in Tampa, Florida, and this person got frustrated. So next thing you know, I ended up starting an organization to help myself and my peers in my region. And that was really didn't mean to be the organization I have today, but about 5 or 6 years ago, we got a $1 million grant from our federal government, which allowed us to kind of start our operations. So it's a mix of a, co-working / incubator hub, and then we have some programs on top of that. We are very focused, our particular organization is really focused on those high-scale technology startups, even though we're really trying to build a broader ecosystem. We're using the technology startups as a way to really engage both the government and the business community as a whole, who desperately care about helping the region and the city better attract and retain talent. That is something in Tampa, Florida, and I think a lot of other parts of the U.S. that are not Silicon Valley and San Francisco and not New York City. We struggle with how do we help these entrepreneurs be successful in our community so they don't have to relocate, so that wealth can be generated and stay in our community and create those jobs in our community, right? So we've developed programs that really are helping to attract new investors into our region. And actually, we're also trying to help local high net worth individuals become investors into these technology startups. Our community as a whole has just never had that kind of mentality. It's very much a tourism business industry, dominated with tourism and commercial real estate. So trying to get these folks to look at investing in technology startups or any kind of entrepreneurial endeavor has been a little bit of a challenge, but that's where we are. And the companies we've worked with in the last 5 years have collectively raised over $200 million. So we're doing
Excellent. I think that's useful as well because, the 4 cities that we just heard from, like Jose told me he wants to send his startups to Silicon Valley. Should be sending them to Tampa as well. There's lots of other good cities, not just in the U.S., but other countries as well. To send them on their, not to put you on the spot, to send them on their exchange program. Same for Durban. And also, some of, especially with concentration in tourism, we have this legacy industry. Make a really good connection here with another tourism hotspot for some startups that are going to have a good experience. Oh, there you go. See? I need to talk. Are there any other questions before I do another?
This is not a question, but just a comment, because I believe that is this decentralization. I believe is really important because I believe that we cannot, as a nation, we cannot grow if we are going to launch or to build launching platforms just under the main cities. We cannot pretend to launch, let's say Argentina, to launch all the startups from Buenos Aires, because the talent is distributed all across the country. There are different opportunities in different sectors that belong to different regions. So I believe that maybe it's a research area that is how to decentralize, how to build launching platforms beside the development centers, because I believe this is the great challenge.
Well, that's an excellent point, and it just hadn't occurred to me until you said that the 4 cities represented here are they're not the main sites, they're all those other cities.
I'm Olesi from Moldova, and we are a country where we have a lot of small towns, and only the capital is 1 million. So basically, we are a small country. So decentralization is a huge topic because if we don't work on that topic, the economic inequality in our country is going to be very, very high, and it's going to be undistributed across the country, which is it is, and the poverty rate is going to be very, very high in rural areas. So we need to kind of work in that sphere. So we are trying to experiment with project already for 3 years, trying to decentralize and to support the local economies as much as possible. So startups stay in their cities, in their towns, which are approximately between 8 and 10, 16,000 of people. So I'd love to see replicas or projects or programs that are working in that sphere and with that type of cities or towns that size. To see how it works there.
Yeah, and then it'd be interesting to hear, from Durban's perspective and from your perspective, how you have managed the kind of what Linda talked about, what Jose's talking about, with compared to like Rome and Milan and Naples, and then compared to Johannesburg and well.
Thank you. Moldova we should talk after because I have here actually what happened today did mention is they're actually the winners of our Cities Challenge competition that we roll out all across the group for small and medium-sized cities only. So not Rome, they have a system that is working, and the smaller and medium-sized cities to encourage entrepreneurship and get people thinking about investment, as you mentioned as well, and to really start to build that out. We don't want people just leaving these areas and going to big cities. We want to cultivate the culture there.
Yeah, and our problem is that people, that Moldova talks in the top. Sometimes we get the first place, sometimes we get the third place in the migration of entrepreneurs across from the country. So they go away, and basically the regions, they go to the regions, they don't go from the capital. In the capital, it's still quite okay with the number of entrepreneurs per capita, whereas in the region, the situation is really, really sad, and I empathize with but that's why we try to help and support entrepreneurship to be across the country, so we can have jobs there. And in Moldova, it's even worse because we were taught by the Soviet system and by the culture that we have to find jobs rather than create jobs. So job seekers.
Either of you have comments on that? I mean, he's kind of living this issue of decentralization. Brian talks about specialization. Clearly was his presentation too. You guys have any comments on this? You're trying to compete with much larger cities in the same country.
No, but I want to start with the question that was raised earlier around. I think I once spoke with the issue of access to market. You can come up with a good development program, incubate and do whatever, but if the incubatees don't have access to markets, it does not serve the purpose. That is why in my slides I also highlighted how as a city we reinvest some of the commodities just for the enterprises so that all the activities or the spend that we have as a city, it targets the local enterprises. Even if you start doing linkages with other cities or with other countries, even in Africa, but it's all about access to market, because any business without access to market, then it means we're not in business.
I have chocolate for you.
Very good marketing. We've only got a few minutes left. Does anyone else want to comment? I also wanted to ask, there's no one else has another comment. I wanted to ask Michael from Center for Entrepreneurs. From Center for Entrepreneurs. I know. I was making sure I got your name right. From Center for Entrepreneurs in the UK, because just like Linda and Brian talked about, the UK is going through a serious period of decentralization issues and trying to rebuild cities that have deindustrialized and are trying to rebuild. So from the UK perspective, what have you seen elsewhere or there that has quote-unquote worked for this kind of decentralization strategy?
Well, it's a great question. It's one that the UK has grappled with, and clearly the solutions aren't all there, and we are not the experts on that. We have some research on seaside towns specifically, and looking at that at a much smaller scale, but what we know has worked, or is starting to work reasonably well in cities like Manchester and now even Newcastle, is the creation of local hubs that bring together as many stakeholders as possible. Local governments are very interested in that, so they are trying to combine non-profits with entrepreneurship support organizations, investors, and trying to create a hub for their alliances. Seaside towns in particular, which is what we have done some research on, are kind of an extreme case in point where they had a very established business model in the middle of this 20th century, which was all based on tourism, and now they have had to completely reinvent themselves. So that has to do a lot with infrastructure, has to do with making those places very attractive to young people to move their operations there, and it also has to do a lot with capitalizing on technology that allows remote work, like internet efficiency. So there's no easy answer. It's a whole combination of very, very local.
Thanks, Michael. You guys are especially wrestling with that issue.
I wanted to reply to this question about access to money. I think he misunderstood. Remember the presentation that Maya Chocolate did? So in the Genome, what did she say? We have problems in globalizing to access to markets elsewhere. So that means when she opened her chocolate factory in Bahrain, she was able to open it in Saudi and other countries within the Middle East. But opening up, let's say, to South Africa is difficult. Opening up to like Korea, that's what she wants to do. She wants to go franchise internationally. Not MENA region. MENA region, we have already agreements. The Arab League have already, trade agreements. We want to have more opening up to the markets out there. You know my point? Like yourself, you have let's say a product or a service or organization that you have in South Africa. You want to bring it to the MENA region, you're going to have a problem because the access market is a lot of, let's say, red tape. Not red tape, so let's say government policy procedures and that. They don't have agreements perhaps between the chambers, the Chamber of Commerce Bahrain, the Commerce with South Africa. These are the sort of the MOUs that, the red tape that needs to be eased up. That's what I was trying to say. Okay, thank you.
No, thank you. All right, so we can call the session to close, but so we've got Jose sending startups to Tampa. We've got a cigar exchange between these two. And we've got Bahraini entrepreneurs moving to South Korea.
Yeah.
That's basically what came out of this session. So thank you. Thanks especially to our four panelists. I know they'd be more than happy to stick around and ask questions. And then, as I mentioned before, you can read more about Busan. You can read more about Bahrain and other.
In our magazine. We have our
and in our global report over here, we've got copies over here too. So thank you, everyone. Very much.
Thank you.